This is Twit.
Go NASA, beat China. So our interim NASA administrator, Sean Duffy, come out and says beating China before Trump leaves office in a new space race is the top goal of the agency. And, you know, if only punchy videos and a great tan were enough, he'd have it made. But, you know, guys, put your money where your mouth is and make this work. We have a moon rocket. That's great. We have a space capsule that works. That's great. We need a lander. There's basically two roads to a lander. One's with SpaceX and one's with Blue Origin. Both are a little behind the curve, although we still don't really know where Blue Origin's Blue Moon is because they don't put out a lot of material. But Tarek, what does this really mean?
Well, so Sean Duffy had an internal NASA town hall last week, just one day after the Senate Commerce Committee had a hearing all about the space race with China. I had air quotes there. I don't know if people following can hear that over the radio, but basically in this internal town hall, Duffy, the interim NASA chief right now, really lit in to the current, he's called it the second space race. He actually said it during a press conference that we're going to talk about for this Mars thing later on too, that you know, we as the United States and NASA are locked in with China about this race to get back to the moon. And all of these comments came one day after the Senate committee hearing that was called "There's a Bad Moon on the Rise," about how China is ahead in the space race, with former NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine pretty much laying it out there that right now, like, China's going to win if things keep going the way that they are, because there just isn't a way for NASA to just really effectively get people to the moon prior to that, and the deadline.
And I just want to insert that the assembled people, Bridenstine and other very worthy folks, were pilloried by the administration for coming out and saying truth. That's right. So Duffy had this internal NASA like, I don't know if it's a memo. It's basically like a town hall that they get all the workers together to tell people, like, this is what's going on. And he said that we are going to beat China to the moon. We are going to do it safely. We are going to do it fast, and we're going to do it right. You might have seen some headlines claiming that Duffy said that they're going to trade safety for expedience, and that really isn't true. He said that they kind of have to make sure that they're taking a balanced approach, and that in the past, NASA has let the safety above all slow them down instead of actually, trying to figure out ways through it that both adhere to safety as well as expedience. And that's what he was cautioning the agency to go. But he was saying that letting China beat the United States back to the moon was he said, "I'll be damned if that's a story we write." By the way, when I work for the newspaper, we write the stories, don't we?
Right. Well, there's that, but he means like as an agency leader for that. And I was just telling my staff that back when I was a wee space reporter, or not even a space reporter, just a wee reporter cub, when I quoted a city councilman using the word "damned," I got in a lot of trouble for using curse words, and so we had that in the headline, and I was remarking that I'm happy to be in a place where I'm not going to get in trouble for that anymore.
It's a different world. And I just want to say, this comes to mind because I'm writing a book that covers Apollo history. Again, this is about the 5th time I've done it. And when you look back at what we flew with in the 60s, which was really late 50s, at best early 60s technology that was pushed right to the edge. I mean, you're talking about two guys standing in a lunar module. For the last, the computer got them down near the surface, and the rest of it was all joysticked. And when I say computer in air quotes, I'm talking about something that would barely power my toaster today. It's incredible that it worked, but I think more to the point, when you look at how risky that was, particularly Apollo 8, one engine, if it didn't fire, they were there for keeps. And then any of the lunar landings, if anything happened to the descent or the ascent engines, you were on the moon for keeps, either in a pile of bent aluminum or just sitting there waiting for your air to run out. So the risks those guys faced were continually underplayed by the NASA of the time. When you look at it from today's standpoint,
didn't Buzz replace a broken button with like a pen thing?
So as they were leaving the LEM on Apollo 11, Neil Armstrong's backpack tapped a little plastic plunger that broke off. And when they came back in and started to de-suit, they looked over and realized, oh, look, what's that on the floor? Oh, it's a switch. Probably nothing. It was the Ascent engine arming switch. Yeah. And it was put in just a spot, perfect to be snapped off by an errant backpack twist. And after that, they put switch guards over those things. So NASA, while the astronauts are sleeping before liftoff, I'll keep this short, NASA goes into a bit of a twist with the Grumman guys saying, we got to find a workaround for this. We got to find alternative circuit routing and all that. And, it wasn't really designed for that. But when the time comes, as you alluded to, when the time comes to get ready to leave, good old analytical Buzz looks at it, kind of squints, takes a felt tip pen out of his pocket, uncaps it, goes, bink, and sets the circuit breaker, and NASA's mission is rescued for then the retail price of 79 cents.
There you go.
Which is very possibly the cheapest thing that NASA has ever acquired. If you like what you just saw, be sure to check out This Week in Space. You can catch us on your favorite podcast app or subscribe to our YouTube channel using the links below. Thanks.